Hi, welcome to Losing Weight with Elizabeth. I'm Elizabeth. It would be sort of stupid if it was welcome to Losing Weight with Elizabeth and I wasn't Elizabeth. Come to think about it. So tonight we're going to talk about eat this, not that. And I found an old, as you can see in the background, an old eat this, not that. And things have changed since I originally found it. And it's because eating healthy is constantly changing. I mean, you remember, just a few weeks ago I read, now I know it's on Facebook, so it could be not true, but, bacon was good for you. Do you remember seeing that? And then one of the ones that wine was good for you, that one I liked. Excuse me. So, last night I went out and I was invited for a full-on Indian dinner. And I was really excited, but I figured to myself, I like curry, but not too much. And I thought, I'll eat before I go something that'll be filling, and then I won't have to worry about eating too much of anything. So I get there, and of course they pour me a glass of wine in 5 seconds. And then the woman, Roberta, says, oh, my friend gave me some fried artichoke hearts. And I don't really like artichoke hearts. The only way I've ever liked them is, when you put the breading in them and you steam them, very Italian, and you eat them like that. Really, all you're really loving to eat is the inside of the breading. And so I don't really like them, but she was insistent that I try one. And she had just fried them in olive oil. Honestly, they were so delicious. I could not even believe how good they were. And that just goes to show you that anything that's fried, I don't care what it is, even if you don't like it, you will eat it. Have you had any of those sorts of things happen to you where you said, oh no, I would never eat fried okra?
With fried okra. Because I've had okra before and I thought it was the most disgusting thing I've ever put in my mouth. And I went to Tennessee and my niece ordered it, fried okra, and it was delicious. It tasted like fried zucchini to me. It was amazing.
And it has like little hairs on the outside and egg yolk on the inside. I'm like stunned that it could be good, but I'm telling you that almost anything fried is going to be delicious. Apparently, I don't like artichokes, and I was really honestly going, no, I don't like artichokes. It was ridiculous. So already now, I've kind of ruined this, big plan that I had to be, to behave or to try to do well, and knowing that, I don't know if I like Indian food or not, and so I'm pretty satisfied already. And then the Indian food comes out, and it is the most delicious food I ever had in my entire life. Oh my goodness, every single thing. And with this beautiful dinner that had like 5 or 6 sauces that you could put over everything, just a most unbelievable dinner, came a drink, a mango and yogurt drink, pretty much a milkshake. That you're supposed to drink while you're having this beautiful meal. And I was like, and then there were 3 different types of bread. Like these cracker breads and these flatbreads and then some other kind of bread. 3 different kinds of bread. Of course, I had all 3 of those. And I did, and if Ann was here, she would understand this. I ate till I was too full, because it was too delicious. I couldn't stop eating it. And you didn't really want to, and you just wanted to mix every sauce there was together. You just wanted the bread and the sauces. Everything was so good. And then the dessert came. And this is the worst part. The dessert, that day, I had a class, yesterday I had a class, and I said, oh, I never eat ice cream. Never eat ice cream. I don't remember the last time I had ice cream. It was that last time when I was putting it in a bowl for my husband. I was putting it in the bowl, and I said after that I could never do it again because I just ate a bowl of ice cream myself while standing filling his bowl. You know, it was one bite for him, one bite for me. You know, it was ridiculous. Anyway, so the dessert is like these little Dunkin' Munchkins, but they're cake, right? Little cakes that are deep fried in this like hot caramel sauce, right? Over vanilla ice cream. Caramel vanilla cake. Come on. Who isn't going to eat that? And my hostess and everyone else was saying, oh, I have to have another one of those. And I was like, me too. I could not stop eating. We ate, honestly, we watched this show when it's on at 7:30 on Wednesday night. And then after we ate at 8 o'clock, and we were eating until 10:45.
Oh my God.
Because there was, oh, and the other part of it, remember a couple of weeks ago we talked about the 10 best foods and chickpeas. We found out one of the best foods for you
Right.
is 46 calories for a tablespoon. It was a chickpea salad that she had. That was the first appetizer that you put on your plate. And when she put it on my plate, there were like 8 tablespoons of chickpeas, which isn't a lot of chickpeas. You'd think it would be, but it's not a lot. And it's so 8 times, let's just say 50, is 400 calories just in the salad.
And did you have that going through your brain? Were you
Oh,
looking at it going, oh my gosh,
Oh, yeah,
400
right.
calories?
See, there's where the rub goes, right, exactly. There's where the rub comes. I kept going, oh no, I'm not going to eat another chickpea. Oh, I'm not going to eat another chickpea. And I just kept eating. And finally, I put the plate aside because they started bringing all the other food out. And I thought, well, I can now avoid that. But I am sure that I had at least 200 calories just in chickpeas. And it had, oil in it. So the salad was like 500 calories just for that was the first thing. Beside, let's not forget the artichoke hearts. And then all this other stuff comes out, including rice, which was, that you absolutely had to have it underneath this sauce. That was, every single thing about it was unbelievably delicious. And I'm quite certain that meal was what I would say when you write in your journal. When I have it was a very healthy dinner, though, I will say. Calorie-wise, maybe not so good, but everything was fresh and healthy and homemade, and she did an unbelievable job. But I would just not even bother to write down what I ate. I would just say, bad eating or bad girl. I don't really like to say bad girl, but I just felt so like, and it was a Wednesday night, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you really do really, really well. Those are my best days. And then you have a Wednesday night where you just eat till ridiculousness. So everybody falls down. Everybody can get back up. I mean, today was a really good, healthy eating day, and so that's what you have to do. Even though it wasn't a good Wednesday night, that doesn't mean Thursday should be bad, and everybody should think that. You went on vacation. Look, you lost weight on vacation. And I think that is evident that stress is probably your biggest enemy in weight loss.
I agree with you. It
Right.
was 2 weeks of no stress.
Of no stress.
Wonderful.
And that
Left all my stress back home.
it's so good when you can do that. It's absolutely so good. So this is Eat This, Not That. And I found this a long time ago, and I find it kind of amusing now because, see, that's kale. You guys can't see it, but it's kale is right there up on that screen. And it's opposite of choose kale over French fries. Well, first of all, no kidding. But now, what have we heard about kale?
I don't know.
It has
like it.
too much of some chemical that you can overeat kale. Really, you can overeat greens. I keep thinking like there's iron in spinach. What, can you eat too much spinach and have too much iron? I don't know. Now I'm completely flummoxed. And some of these other things that are on this list are now dated, which I find unbelievable. But now let's go with some good ones. Mashed cauliflower over mashed potatoes.
I love that.
I love them. How do you make them?
I just steam the cauliflower.
Steam the cauliflower
Mash it,
and mash it.
put in a little salt, pepper, and a little bit of either a touch of olive oil or a little bit of light butter.
You know what's really good? Honestly, a pat of butter goes. I had a pat of butter on a piece of salmon the other night. I didn't put it in soy sauce. I blackened it. 150-calorie pat of butter. It made it taste so delicious that I'm saying, you know what? This is Don't Diet Edit at its finest. It was the best tasting thing ever. And so you can do that. You can put a little bit of something like that in, as long as you're careful about how much you put in. You know, like when I used to watch my mother make mashed potatoes, of course there were 5 children, so that was a lot of potatoes. And it would be, she would throw a stick of butter in, you know, and she would use cream. It wasn't unheard of. I mean, it seems like a terrible thing, but that's the way they used to. That's what you would do. Isn't that how your mom used to make her mashed potatoes? There was at least a half a stick of
I
butter,
still make my mashed potatoes like that.
huh?
I still make my mashed potatoes like that.
Do you let everyone else eat them? Yeah, right. That's exactly what a lady told me this morning in a meeting. She says, "Oh, I still make them like that." She says, "But I don't touch them." And now I've gotten to the point where I say, "Oh, mashed potatoes, they're like paste." They're not really, but when you think mashed cauliflower is 27 calories a cup, whereas mashed potatoes are 214 calories a cup. And you can dress that cauliflower up with chives, Greek yogurt, you know, lots of really wonderful things.
Even lemon juice, if you keep the flowerets together,
Mm-hmm.
and then just put some lemon juice, some salt, some pepper, and a little olive oil.
Do you
and toss
roast
it.
that, or is it steamed when you're doing
Well,
that?
I do roast it like that. too.
Yeah, because you know the lemon with a little bit of olive oil is sort of like a dressing. So yeah, that would be really delicious. Ooh, we got a new recipe for cauliflower. And you know, of course, cauliflower is a perfect thing for dipping. It's crunchy, it's delicious, it's good for you. But the problem is, what are you dipping it into? Hummus, which is 1 billion calories.
Tartar sauce? Not tartar sauce.
Oh, tartar sauce, the
not tartar
bane of
sauce.
my
What used to be the
existence.
shrimp wrap?
Shrimp cocktail.
Shrimp cocktail.
You know what? I'm thinking cauliflower and shrimp. I mean, it would be certainly less expensive, but cauliflower and shrimp, calorie-wise, aren't that far off as far as it goes. So if I'm going to have it, I'm going to have it with shrimp. But you're right, but it tastes really good in that. I like that. Okay, if you bake, I don't bake because I believe that baking is like science, and I was never very good in science. But if you do bake, you can make many things with, like if you're making a cake, you can use applesauce, you can use pumpkin pie mix. It doesn't taste like pumpkin pie at all, or like you even have pumpkin. Have you ever tried it?
Not the pumpkin,
No.
I've tried the applesauce.
It's delicious, right? Would you ever know that there wasn't?
No, not at all, in place of the oil.
Is it so delicious? My sister-in-law to be made black bean brownies. She didn't tell us. We were eating them like they were our last meal. And they were so delicious. Because what do you think the black beans made the brownies taste like? I didn't know there was black beans in them.
Fudge.
Yes, more like fudge brownies. Because they were dense, really thick and dense. Oh, my mouth is starting to water. Let me not talk about that. And the other one that was just reminded of this one is the the angel food cake with the pineapple. Have you ever made that? You just you use the can of pineapple, sugar free, and you pour it into an Angel Food mixture, and you mix that up and you put it in your Angel Food pan, or you can make muffins out of it. And the muffins are like 30 calories a piece.
That's all you add is the pineapple?
That's all you add. It's really, and the juice from the pineapple. So it's sugar-free. And Angel Food cake, really, even with strawberries and Cool Whip. I know, Cool Whip, it's just chemicals galore. But how often do you have it? So that would be a good one. That would be a way to have a dessert without it being so fattening. And strawberries cut up, delicious, tastes good, and then on Angel Food cake. And then what I like to do, I like to leave the strawberries on the counter with a little like Splenda on them and have them sliced up so that they sweat a little bit so that they make juice. So it's strawberry juice. So now you're putting strawberry juice on your on your Angel Food cake. Doesn't that sound delicious?
It does.
And not fattening. I mean, this could set you back maybe 150 calories. Same thing with the pineapple. I really, really love that. Quinoa instead of rice. The calories are about the same, but quinoa is a lot more filling because it's more protein, where rice has no protein. I don't think it has any, and white rice is one of the bad carbs. So you want to look at that too. And it's easy to make. It's really boil chicken broth and put quinoa in it. Anybody ever try it?
No, eat
I
all
did.
the
Husband
time.
and I.
It's really delicious.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, you can make it any way you want too. I love how they say goji berries dipped in dark chocolate as opposed to raisinets. Yeah, the raisins are the problem. It's the chocolate. Don't you think it's the chocolate that's the big problem? That I let
That's a
you.
lot of
I
sugar
thought all
raisins,
dried
though,
fruit
right?
was. I thought all dried fruit was really bad.
I know that's on this list. It says
Yeah.
you have dried fruit instead of sweet candy. No,
Yeah, I thought
no.
it
If you have four pieces of peaches, now you've had 2 peaches, which are probably, like 250 calories, and that's peaches. This is not like you're having some dreadful. Some dreadful thing. These are peaches. And I could eat a bag of dried apricots. And probably a bag of dried apricots is 1,000 calories. Can't imagine what kind of stomach problems you might have from eating a bag of dried apricots. But really delicious. I love them to death. But you just have to be careful. When they say that with the chocolate, it makes me laugh so hard. Here's the other one that I thought was quite funny. Sweet potato fries as opposed to French fries. Everyone always thinks they're doing such a good thing by ordering sweet potato fries. No, they're no good for you. They're no better than French fries. You actually, if you were going to have fries, you might as well have the very thing that you wanted, which was an actual white potato, French fried.
Now, if they said baked, like French fries baked instead of fried, then
Yeah.
it would make sense. But,
Baked French
yeah.
fries, delicious. I make them all the time. They're so good, so easy to make. One potato will make you a really nice serving of French fries that you can use in the oven. I use spray olive oil, salt, pepper, and I'm just telling you, a little Old Bay spice, which is usually in the fish area, is a really nice added attraction. But I would eat that all the time. When I was in the mood to have like a cheeseburger and French fries, I would make a light patty melt on light rye bread, 93% lean hamburger, light Swiss. You can't make something this delicious. And it takes the place of a cheeseburger and French fries, and the savings is probably about 1,500 calories. So, so for me, that's what should have been on the other side. It should have been baked Yeah, baked French fries, and have what you really, really wanted to have. Or just have a baked sweet potato, which is really good for you. It has a billion wonderful things in it. How about spaghetti squash? Have you tried it?
I love spaghetti squash.
I love spaghetti squash. I made it the way you made it with the ragout, the chicken sausage or turkey sausage,
Yeah, the chicken sauce.
spinach, and I like a casserole, and baked it. Absolutely delicious. Would you guys eat it?
I love it. I've had it, but not like that. That sounds really good.
And we figured out the calories. One link of chicken sausage, Italian sausage, is 70 calories, or I'm sorry, 80 calories. And the ragout, you use the no-fat ragout, is so low in calories. It's really, really low in calories. And that's delicious. That serving would be like 200 calories. And if you used real pasta, real sausage, real ragout, that would probably be 1,000 calories. And I'm telling you that it might be just a tad tastier, maybe, but not enough for the difference in the calories. Absolutely not. Instead of ketchup, which is, I'm gonna be surprised if it even had any tomatoes in it. There's so much sugar in it. Look at how, if you can have 800 grams of salt in a half a cup of chicken soup, then you can have how many tablespoons of sugar? It melts. It melts right into the ketchup. And even though it's not that many calories, it gets sugar in your body, and it tires you out, and it keeps you wanting more sugar. So that's part of the problem with that. So we're using Tabasco sauce or fresh salsa on a potato or on codfish. Have you ever tried that? Isn't that a
My husband puts salsa on everything. He puts it on his eggs in the morning. He puts it on his broccoli.
on broccoli? That sounds delicious.
Yeah, he puts
But putting it
everything.
on your eggs, we would definitely put it on our eggs. It makes it just taste so much better. Here's my last story. I went to a friend's house for dinner another time, and she served she was making pasta. This is before we knew pasta was so bad for you, but she was a vegetarian, but it looked like a bolognese sauce, so that would be made with beef. And I was going to myself when we were eating it, as I was eating, I was going, I can't believe that my vegetarian friend is eating beef, right? Never thinking the pasta at the time was one of the really was as big a problem as the beef, but I didn't know then. But it wasn't. When I said to her, I'm a little surprised that you're having it. Not that I saw it really all up on, to her, whatever she wanted to eat, but she said, that's not beef. And I said, well, what is it? And I was really a little bit scared, but I really was loving it, so how scared could I be? But she had diced and minced to death mushrooms.
Oh my God.
Really minced them, and then cooked them in a little olive oil, garlic, basil, oregano, and then made the sauce. But a lot, so if you were making a pot of sauce, you would probably use 2 packages of mushrooms, stems and all, and just cut them. I thought it was ground beef. It was so delicious. A lot of people will say they grill a portobello mushroom and they put it on a roll instead of having a cheeseburger because it tastes beefy, I guess, and it did with that pasta. So, see, when you can fool yourself like that, and you can fool yourself. I do it all the time. I mean, really, mashed potatoes are paste. Okay, that can't possibly be true. So tell me, do you have any ones that you've changed? You've changed the recipe, and now it's a better choice. How are you people losing weight?
I'm sure I do. I just can't think of any on the spot. I know,
I know, it's really
do.
hard, isn't
Yeah.
it? I can think of 1,000 things.
I
that-
basically eat the same thing I've always ate, but I'm eating less.
You are about portion control. That is, well, and you've lost 21 pounds
You know,
through
like
sheer portion control. What could be better with that?
the hardest time is supper time because, like, when you work, I eat at my desk. I pick up an apple or fruit or whatever, and that satisfies me because I don't have time to sit there and eat a sandwich or whatever.
Right.
Supper's my worst time.
Supper's after 5 o'clock is. I have to save all my calories for after 5 o'clock.
Worst time.
Okay. Balsamic syrup or reduction sauce, that's the last one actually, instead of salad dressing. Now I know you've tried it. I've tried it. I love it. It's so great. I could use olive oil, which is the oil of choice for me for a salad, but I don't need to use it because it's available to me. So if you put it on your salad, you could use the oil for other things.
It's so good over chicken. It's good over shrimp. It's
And all
amazing.
restaurants have it. They just aren't serving it as a salad dressing. They're not knowing that. So these are just some of the choices that we can change. You have to look at what you